Well, I run a small independent business, and this is a largely African-American town now, and so I think the civil rights movement definitely affected this area probably more so than it did others. And the fact that this is an African-American city, it definitely left an indelible mark on our society. One of the things that the civil rights movement did was expose how barbaric hate could be and how it affected people and how it affected even commerce and our relationships with each other. And because of how it exposed, again, just how morbid and how wrong hate was, it really set us up to be more sensitive. One of the things I do like about Jackson is that we are very, very sensitive toward African-American interest, and we're also very, very sensitive as it relates to our relationships with each other. The civil rights movement kind of exposed that separate societies aren't necessarily best for the psyche of a city. No, I can't imagine starting a business prior to the civil rights movement. And our business is a second generation business. It was started by my father. You know, I grew up here in Jackson, and I grew up in one of the more historic churches, Fair Street Baptist Church, and there is a strong archival history of African-American businesses that existed then. But you think about what we're going through now in terms of our economy and how it's affected commerce, and even as a unified, joined together front, it's hard for small businesses of any kind, whether minority or not, to make it. It takes an entire community to make a business viable. So you know, my hats are off to those people who made it work. And moreover, those folks that had crossover appeal. One of the things that I think about a lot is my grandmother's comments on the Payne bus system. The Payne bus was a bus that went out into rural communities in Mississippi, particularly in Hinds County, picked up African Americans and brought them to town so they could shop. And you know, so I guess even then, you know, entrepreneurial spirit kind of won out and made the best of a situation. But the civil rights movement did change our city forever, and there are some positives and there are some negatives. I mean, you think about prosperity and commerce and what's it done to our local economy. Well, you look at Fair Street, and although the civil rights movement was probably the most important thing to happen in modern history, it also decimated our black businesses. We were finally able to shop in places that everybody else shopped at, and those businesses that thrived on African-American patronage alone kind of fell by the wayside, as did those areas where they lived. You know, they moved out in the suburbs, and those areas are left to suffer. But I still think there are lessons there. You know, sometimes when we move forward, there are things that we have to adjust and overcome. And one of which, again, is this idea that we come together as a whole community, not separate, not polarized, but together, and we support each other. We support local business as opposed to supporting a white business or a black business, but we support local because we're all here and we're all in it together.